Okay, hey guys. Here we go with another 9 weeks. Are y'all ready? Y'all gonna make it? Make it to Christmas? Yeah. It won't be long. Okay. This week we are talking about the Bossy R syllable type. Okay. Does anybody know or remember from last year what the Bossy R rule is or what the Bossy R looks like? No? Okay. All right, so Bossy R is when there is a letter, the R follows a vowel. Okay, so our vowels are A, E, I, O, U. And then when there's an R after the vowel, the R is bossy and it takes control of the vowel sound and it makes the vowel sound not long or short. Okay, so it's going to be a vowel and R, and it's going to have the sound in it. Okay, so our bossy R is going to be ER, IR, and UR. Who can tell me what ER sounds like? Anybody? Yeah, like in the word her. Good. All right. What about IR? Okay. Yeah. It's kind of close to the ER too. So like in the word bird, that's an R. It says and sometimes it says ear. Okay. And what about UR? Yeah, They all kind of sound the same, don't they? And So the R is controlling those vowels. All right. When you are labeling a bossy R syllable, you're going to use BR as your label, BR. Okay, so I'm going to do this one and then I'll give you a word to practice. So to start, we label our vowels, A, and then ER is labeled as a vowel together because it's a bossy R. It's a vowel and then an R is a bossy R. Then we connect our vowels. D is a consonant and V is a consonant. So we have V, C, C, V. Split between the consonants. This first syllable type is closed because there's a consonant to the right. It doesn't matter if there's not a letter right here. It matters if it's to the right. And then the syllable type over here is bossy R because we have ER, vowel R. So we label it B R. So my first syllable says add. My second syllable says vert. So my word is advert. Okay. All right, you got your paper and pencils ready? Okay. You do this one. You do that word. Give me a thumbs up when you have it. Give me a thumbs up when you have it. Okay. All right. Let's label our vowels first. Our vowels are U and ER. So if we have two vowels, how many syllables are in this word? There's going to be two. Yeah, there's going to be two syllables. All right. Connect the vowels. N is a consonant and D is a consonant. So we have VCCV. We're going to split between the two consonants. What syllable type is this first syllable? Close. Good. And what about the second syllable type? Bossy R. Good. So what does our word say? Thunder. Good. Thunder. Thunder. All right, let's do another one. This is a big word. Let's see if we can do this one. Do that one. Okay. Let's label the vowels first. There's a lot of vowels in this word. So that means there's going to be a lot of syllables in this word. All right, so ER is first. Then we have an O. We have E. And then ER again. ER again. So that's 4 vowels. So that means how many syllables? 4. Yeah, thank you, Boston. 4. There we go. All right. So let's start with these first 2 vowels. Connect those. We have an M as a consonant. That's our only consonant. So it's a VCV. We're going to split it between the first vowel and the consonant. So between the R and the M. Okay. Connect the next 2 vowels, O and E. The only consonant that's on top of that line is the M. So that's our only consonant. Again, we have VCV. So we're going to split between the first vowel and the consonant, between the O and the M. And last one, connect those vowels. There's a T on top, so that's our only consonant. VCV again. We split between the E and the T. Everybody good so far? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 syllables. All right, what syllable type is this first syllable? Bossy R. Is that ER right there? Okay, what about the second syllable? Good, it's open. There's not a consonant after the vowel. So it's open. All right, what's the next one? Open again. There's not a consonant after the E. Last one. Bossy R. There's that ER. Good. So what does the first syllable say? Thir. Ma. The. Ter. What's our word? Thermometer. Yeah. Good. Okay. This week, we're going to be looking at Greek mythology. And as you may have noticed, there's a lot of people that are missing. So, today's the first day back for the people who chose to come back to school. It's the new 9 weeks. So we're going to be getting different people in our class. So we'll have a few people from Wilsonville, and we'll have a few people from Elvin Hill join, and nobody from Vincent's joining. Everybody that's at Vincent's here. Okay, so just a FYI, we have a lot smaller class now, which is good. And we don't have to worry about lots of people. Okay, illusions that come from Greek mythology. Okay, so we're looking at something called illusions, and then we're looking at something called Greek mythology. All right, well, first, what is mythology? A myth, so myth is in the word mythology. A myth is generally described as a story which is the product of imagination. So is it going to be a real story or a made up story? Yeah, it's going to be kind of like it's going to be made up. It's from the imagination. Okay, these myths were more than just folk tales to ancient Greeks. So a long time ago, there were ancient Greeks. Okay, they lived in Greece, and the people that lived way back then believed these myths, and they thought that they were true. They don't believe them now, really, but way back then they believed them. Okay, and these were part of the religion of ancient Greeks. So these people not only believed in them, but they saw them as their gods and goddesses. Okay, like nowadays we believe in Christianity and Buddhism and different religions. Okay, so just like Christianity believes in a god, the ancient Greeks believed in multiple gods or multiple goddesses, men and women gods. So different gods. Okay, so some of the Greek mythology characters there were many gods that were immortal. Okay, demigods were part god, so part human, part god. They usually had one part who was a god and the other a human. Heroes were a big part of mythology. They could be god or human. So heroes were huge. So it's kind of like they saw gods as heroes too. To make Greek mythology fun to read, there are many monsters. That makes it a little more interesting. So here's a map of ancient Greece. So a long time ago, this is what it looked like. See all the different, let's see, I can't really read it on my screen, but that's what it looks like way back when. And this is what it looks like today. So Right here, you'll notice it says Mysia, maybe. Okay, that's what this country was back then during ancient Greece times. And now, what is it called? Yeah, it's the country of Turkey. That's actually a country. Do you know that? Okay. Way back then, this was Macedonia. Now it's kind of split up into different parts. So you can kind of just see how it wasn't split up way back then like it is now, like into different countries. All right, Greek gods. Each god had a specialty. For example, Apollo, the god Apollo, was the god of music. Gods were able to do things that were not acceptable for people to do. For example, marry a brother or sister. That's not something that we are allowed to do. Okay, but back then it was allowed. Their stories are very crazy and detailed and often attempt to explain the world. So their stories are trying to explain why the world is the way it is. Since these stories are so old, there are different versions of the same myth. So there's going to be different versions of the same myth, and we'll look at those. All right, why read mythology? These myths are part of history. They are crazy and fun to read. Just as we learned that the Greek language has made its way to the, well, we haven't really talked about Greek roots and suffixes, we will later. Okay, these stories have also found a way into our culture. So we use these myths even though we don't realize they're myths. Okay, so look at these different brands. So we have Pandora. Does anybody's parent have a Pandora bracelet or jewelry from the store from Pandora? I have them. I have one. I used to work at Pandora. Yeah. Yeah. Way back when I was in high school, I worked there. Okay. What about this Pandora? Does anybody know what this Pandora is? It's an app. Yeah, it's music. So we have gum that's called Trident. We have Goodyear tires. What is this one? Nike. Yeah, we have lots of Nike around us. Amazon, Ajax, FTD, Starbucks. Okay. Anybody looking at the Starbucks, why do you think that has something to do with Greek mythology? Just looking at their logo. You can unmute yourself and guess. Look at the logo. What's on the logo right there in the middle? Kind of looks like a psychic. So it's kind of like a goddess too, right? All right, Greek illusions. An illusion is when, so illusions are important. That's where we're tying Greek mythology in. So an illusion is when a word or phrase refers to something else but has a specific meaning. Okay, so we're going to be referring to Greek myths, but there's a specific reason for that saying. This is a type of literary device or figurative language, like similes and metaphors or figurative language. There are several allusions we use in our culture that refer to Greek myths. Do you know what your Achilles heel is? Any guesses? Okay, your weakness, but you actually have an Achilles heel on your body. It's kind of like on the back of your foot. Yeah, so like if you feel on the back of your foot, where your leg meets your foot, and you can kind of feel like that pointy vein or tissue in the back. And you like maybe sometimes you've somebody's kicked you in between your ankle and that tissue and it hurts really bad. Okay, that's your Achilles heel. All right, if you don't know, then you're about to find out. All right, so this week you're gonna have I have too many tabs open. Let me get back. You will have a Greek mythology slides kind of project to do, and it's going to take you through different illusions in Greek mythology. So it looks like this. And it just reviews what an illusion is. Okay, so the first illusion that you're going to read about is called the Golden Touch. Okay, so you're going to read the story by clicking here, and you're going to watch the video. Then you're going to type in all the myth, the characters, problem, solution, the lesson learned, and the illusion. Okay, so the illusion is the Golden Touch. And then you're going to compare and contrast the video story and the story that you read. You're going to type how they're the same and how they're different. And then there's some questions that it says to highlight the correct answer. Okay, this is important. If you don't know how to highlight, watch. So it says, what character trait best describes Dionysus in the end of the story? Okay, so if I think it is mean, I'm going to hold the mouse down, click the mouse, and highlight it like that. Then I'm going to go up here. You see the B, the I, the U, the underline. This changes the text color. This is a highlighter. You see how if I put my mouse on it, it says highlight color. I'm going to click on it, and then I'll click a color, and that highlights it, and that's how I answer. That's how you're going to answer. Okay? Okay. The next one is Pandora's box. Remember us talking about Pandora bracelet, Pandora app. That's how Pandora kind of fits into that. The next one is the 12 Labors of Hercules. Who has seen the movie Hercules? Who's seen the old original Hercules? Oh no. You haven't seen the old Hercules? The first Hercules? Oh man. Yeah, it's the cartoon one. There you go. It's a good one, yeah. Okay, some people have. If you haven't, you need to go watch it. It's totally worth it. Okay. Next one is the Trojan horse. Achilles, that's what we just talked about, Achilles and Achilles heel. And then when you're done with all these slides, it says to click Turnitin in Google Classroom. So you have all week to do that. Okay? All right, so the question I want to ask you for your attendance today is, you know that I'm going to have a baby in April, and this week we find out if it's a boy or girl. So I want you to type in the chat if you think it's going to be a boy or a girl. I'm having a baby. Type in girl or boy, what you think it is. It's just one. It's just one. Thanks, Kaylin. You're sweet.